This is one of the few times that I actually got a device in before it hit the shelves at stores. And I got to thank Verizon for sending this out to me for review, so that's awesome. I got some really good reps over there, and they like to take care of me, so I appreciate the work that these guys put in for me. So I get to have this for a few weeks and to give you guys my opinion about it. Now, I did put an order in for the Galaxy S9 Plus, the unlocked one from Samsung, so I'm going to actually have both of these in hand to be able to give some comparison when I give my full review of the device. This is my first impressions of this phone, and I'm actually really thankful that they sent out this lilac color to me because it's not one that I would actually order. So I get to cover a color that I normally wouldn't have a chance to cover because I'm either going to go with the black, blue, or white. Those are the colors that I would get. Since there's no white one, my favorite color, I had to go with the blue. Black, it looks good. I just wanted something more than just black. And one of the main reasons is because the fingerprints on the back just show up so much. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys my first impressions. I've had this for over 24 hours at this point, at the time of this recording. Let me just preface by saying I've been using the iPhone X as my daily driver for quite some time now. I actually sold my Pixel 2 XL so I could get the Galaxy S9 Plus. So Pixel fanboys, please don't murder the comments down below. It's nothing personal, I promise. I just ended up not being as happy with the Pixel 2 XL compared to using the iPhone X, which was really surprising to me because I'm traditionally an Android user. I've still got to come out with my iPhone X review, so hopefully that video will come out pretty soon too. I'm rambling on and on. Let's get into my first impressions of this. And the reason why I prefaced with that is because the screen was one of the bigger reasons why I left the Pixel 2 XL. Everything else is wonderful about that phone, but that screen is just ugly. I couldn't get past it. I actually am more forgiving about this notch than I am the screen quality of the Pixel 2 XL. So I'm gonna leave the Pixel 2 XL alone from this point on, except for just saying the first impressions part of this phone is, man, that display is so nice. It's one of the first things that you'll notice about this phone. It is just so pleasing to the eye. Samsung is by far one of the best screen makers out there. Now, I did have to go into the settings and put it down to the basic color grading setting that they have. It's too saturated at this point. Coming from the Pixel 2 XL with that screen, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. That screen is just very neutral, very natural. Even with the boosted colors, I ended up going with just that medium, not the all the way saturated or that neutral, natural, whatever they wanted to call it. But with the iPhone, man, Apple just does a good job with their displays as well. And I ended up liking using the iPhone X more for that reason, but on top of a bunch of others, and I'll have to get into that review for that video. But yeah, the screen is so nice on these phones. And the screen size is so good with the Galaxy S9. That's something I really appreciated with the Galaxy S8 last year, is that I want to say it's the perfect size device. It can be used one-handed comfortably. It's not an issue at all to hold it and operate it with one hand, but you're still getting so much screen real estate. It's awesome. And I am so glad that they didn't go with that notch. That's something I can't stand about the iPhone X, and I can't stand seeing that we are seeing that trend hit other manufacturers. Like, if other manufacturers are listening, please don't add the notch. I'm so thankful that Samsung did not go that route. Another thing I appreciate about this design, the color is awesome, the glass looks great. It's just a really well-built phone. I love the form factor of this phone. It's great. It's not too much different from what we saw last year with the S8 line, but that actually does segue into something that I want to mention, which is the fingerprint reader placement. So much better than what it was last year. Last year, Note 8 has a better placement because it has the fingerprint reader, the LED sensor, and then the camera. That's how they line it up. But this time, they put it below the camera, which is such a better placement because it's lower and it's just closer to where you would press. You don't have to try to guess around, like, is it on this side or that side? And you end up having to look at it to unlock it. Now with the Samsung device, you got a lot more unlocking options like the iris scanner. You've got a smart one now to where it combines the face and the iris scanner together, and you get a really nice unlocking system that way. So you got a lot of options to unlock the phone. Going back to the iPhone X, this is almost becoming like a comparison between the iPhone X. I've just used this phone for so many weeks now that I have to compare this to that to really give you what my experience is like. But something that I can't stand about this is that if you can't use the face unlock, you have to wait for the PIN code to come up, and it just feels like it takes forever. I know it's only like 2 seconds, but it feels like eternity when you're trying to unlock your phone, get to doing what you need to get doing. With this, you get the fingerprint reader, or you get the iris scanner, the face unlock. It's just really nice. I like that aspect of it a lot. So those are really cool stuff. What else? Of course, the camera. The camera is really cool. I love the style, the setup, the form factor of that, the UI, whatever you want to call it. It's going back to the iPhone, they kind of mimicked a little bit of how you navigate the different modes. You just swipe the screens to get to the different stuff, and I like that a lot. Now the portrait mode, it's not really called portrait mode, it's called selective focus. They just name it differently. It's not, I don't know, I don't like the results as much at this point. Now I've only had this for, like I said, just about 24 hours, not enough time to really give a full opinion about it. I got to get more experience with this phone before my full review, of course. The Pixel 2, my gosh, the best portrait phone out there in my opinion. The iPhone 10 does a good job on the rear. It does okay on the front. It kind of soften up the edges around the head, ears, hair, if you have hair. Yeah, this just kind of looks like a more camera shot versus like that portrait mode that we've seen with the Pixel 2 XL or the iPhone. Oh, well, I gotta say this, the Bigsby button, I wish they would have done away with that too. It's something that just kind of gets in the way. A lot of people talk about like the accidental screenshots with the iPhone 10. I hit the Bigsby button a ton. Like I don't have a problem with the screenshot stuff with the iPhone 10, but the Bigsby button is something I would hit by accident when I'm trying to locate the volume rocker or hit the volume down button. I end up hitting the Bigsby button instead. So that's kind of annoying. I know there's ways you can disable it. Well, I haven't done it on this phone yet. I know that they updated it to where you could do that with the S8 and the Note 8. Let me say this one thing about Bigsby. If they could do anything and add anything to whatever, it's actually not to the S9 lineup or the phones, it's actually to their gear, the watch. I use the Gear S3, the classic one, and it would be awesome if we could get an update. I know they're probably saving it for the S4 if they ever come out with that. I haven't heard any news about that at all, but if they would add Bigsby to that watch, it would be a lot better. The voice assistant on the S3 is just trash. I don't even try to use it because it hardly ever works. Other things I appreciate about this, it's got water resistance, that's good. SD card support, it's got a headphone jack, USB Type-C, wireless charging, all the fun stuff that we expect from Samsung. It's a fully loaded device. And I know that phones are expensive, but if there's any phone out there that could justify the price, it is the Galaxy lineup because they have these things fully loaded. All right, so I've probably rambled on enough about this phone. I just wanted to give you guys my first impressions. I can't wait to get the S9 Plus. The screen is just gonna be so sticky nice. Oh, that reminds me, one more thing. The speakers on these are so much better than what they have been in the past, so I'm very happy with that. They got sound that comes out from the top earpiece as well as this. It's got more of a stereo kind of quality to it. It's not quite as good as some other phones out there, but it's definitely so much better than what they've had before. This is just a chill video trying to just explain my first impressions of this phone. I've got my review coming out soon. Got the S9 Plus on the way. Let me know in the comments what you guys want me to cover about the S9 or S9 Plus. Also be looking out for a cases video, the best Galaxy S9 Plus cases video coming out really soon. Got some really good products coming my way. I can't wait to get it suited up. I've said I'm gonna end this video probably 5 times already, so I'm gonna go ahead and just hit end. See you later, guys.